with some Camille.
Well, they definitely recalibrated their draft towards much more scaling. The Lee Sin is just so out of place. It's just so out of place, man.
I mean, he doesn't know where he is.
Oh.
You know, don't make fun of him.
Very good. No, honestly, look at the background for all of DRX's champions. They're all in the same color palette, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're all in the same.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you get a lot of brown and beige and a little bit of white.
Yeah, like yellowish.
So Camille
yellow,
located, yeah, Camille located the cave. Lee Sin busted it in. In comes a flying gnome.
I don't think he's a gnome.
Is he not?
What is Corki?
Corki's a gnome. Is he not a gnome? He's a Yordle.
He's a Yordle, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, whatever.
You're the lore specialist. Don't ask me.
Failing right now. Okay, Aatrox is off color with the rest of his teammates, of course, always wanting to be the edgy one.
Yeah.
As
the rest of them fit very well together.
Everyone else does fit very well. Varus and Zoe are going to be the key pieces to this team composition. Rich is just picking Aatrox solely for comfort and because he wants a champion that he thinks he can go in blind with, so he ends up locking that up. But this is going to be a very interesting team composition, as Camille is really the pincer for DRX, where she can actually enable an alternative win condition. And it's Corki Ezreal versus Varus Zoe, where I would give Sett the edge versus the Trundle and the Galio, and the Lee Sin's a non-factor. So, DRX, I don't even want to say they're doing a 4 versus 5, because Camille actually sort of helps mitigate how useless Lee Sin is. And so we'll see what ends up happening. But all of these lanes are pretty self-sufficient. I wouldn't imagine Pyosik to find really any ganks other than in bot lane, unless Rich really blunders.
Yeah, and we have seen from time to time that Lee Sins can get pretty spicy. Very early on, they find someone making a mistake, they snowball early, they get some objectives, they catch another couple of kills. And Pyosik, he's definitely capable, even though he definitely, at many times, people have said he's kind of the weak link of DRX. He is quite a good player. He's got the mechanics. I think more of his consistency has been where he has struggled from time to time. But if he can pop off on the Lee Sin, I mean, we always are never really a fan of Lee Sin in the LCK. We talk about it a lot, but let's see what he can do. I'm happily willing to be disappointed once again by Lee Sin, unfortunately, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Keria down there with the Sett, Phase Rush, Nimbus Cloak, and the Hextech Flash Trap. Getting a pretty good trade-off. And deokdam doing... Oh, never mind, to take it all back. As it was looking like a pretty good counter trade was going to... Okay, Deft.
See that
honestly,
cue?
Yeah, there's no reason to show off.
Yeah, please be a little bit more humble.
Let's take a look at how Doran... Okay!
We're Lee Sinning.
He's sinning.
Lee Sinner. Immediate flash from deokdam, and I suppose at least he didn't waste as much time as he could have potentially wasted.
Yeah, so Pyosik, I mean, he runs down, he forgoes the other camp. Now, also, I think that wave was actually, it was freezing if Deft just didn't hit that melee. I mean, it is still freezing right now. So it's going to eventually slow push and break away because it's still super early on. Beyond, let's see.
Oh, he's just going to be flashed on here. He wants to get that flash away from Doran. Doran trying to avoid it, and he will go for it finally. As Beyond had already used his flash. Wanted to wait until the last second.
Well, the damage is really done. So both junglers managing to aid with a pressure gank. Beyond going to come over here now and take away the Golem camp, or the Krug camp, and then make his way over to the Scuttle Crab. Deft and Keria exerting enormous amounts of pressure.
Yeah, that's a Keria move. He will find that millimeter and say, this is a spot where I can actually get you. Still no hookshot here for Doran, and he's dead.
What he's doing.
Not going to get out of that one, but first blood and a double kill to the bottom lane is going to come in. He hits level 3. He's still dead, but he's delaying a lot of time at least. It's the last thing you could say as, okay, we're seeing 2 teleports into the bottom lane. Varus was going to get in there anyway, as he's not going to find Keria, who will Hex Tech over the wall and actually get away.
Yeah, he was reading that Sett would not be with his friends, which at least that was pretty nice. Now, top lane's over, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
We'll take a look, though, down at bot lane, because bot lane's over. So we have some flip dynamics going on here. GuGer dying immediately. Keria with the Haymaker. Kuzan picks up the Ignite, casts it onto Keria. Does not input an auto. Probably thought that he had it.
Safeguard.
And then, meanwhile, up here, this just feels really bad because Doran can't go up to the wave whatsoever, and it's freezing. So it's amazing how this part of the game can be extended on later, and the same concepts can be applied. So Doran is just really in a nightmare situation. Wave is pushing away from him. The CS may be even, but the XP definitely a bit unfortunate. Chovy has a call here in mid. Okay, very talented. You want to make sure that when you play Zoe, if you're watching this, you want to make sure to roll redemptions on the drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redemption's good. Protobelt is good. Ignite, not bad. Get in there and, you know, sparkle them up a little bit. Throwing an Ignite. It's a lot of fun to play Zoe when you get the lucky rolls.
And so, like, for instance, right here, this wave is actually pushing into Deft and Keria unless Deft just does what he's doing, right? So, what is the logic for Beyond to really be here? And it doesn't make any sense because he's accounting for Deft and Keria to make a mistake before they do it. And it's super, super high variance. And look at how sinful this Trundle is. 18 CS. He needs a shower.
How did that even happen? That's crazy. So he's going to get about 5 camps in 6 minutes here, which is generally not great. Deft and Keria absolutely trying to get in their face with that early lead that they got, and they're trying to shut down this Varus early before he gets out of control. Pyosik is going to start up the Mountain Drake, but Beyond scouts it.
Yeah, Keria here now, though, as well. And it looks like we might have a party here. Rich doesn't have TP, neither does Doran. Chovy first here, though. And GuGer is losing a lot of HP, so it looks like DragonX are very willing to try to lose this game right now at 6.5 minutes.
Pyosik taking a bunch of damage.
Yeah, but...
trying to turn it here onto Kuzan.
Oh, wait!
They take a lot of AoE from the Mountain Drake, trying to turn onto Beyond, and that last hit from the Sett here for Keria as the taunt is not going to land. Tons of low health bars, but Kuzan is trying to get in there with the flashes, and he's just gonna miss.
Oh man.
You're enjoying this team fight, aren't you?
Well, okay.
Okay, yeah,
that was
sure.
really rude.
Sure. All right. Well, he doesn't know where they are, but he's about to have a fun time of this.
Okay.
They are caught, and I think Deft is like, okay, I'll just kill you. Kuzan is going to come in, and I suppose they didn't expect Chovy to be there.
Okay.
See you later, deokdam.
That's...
They're going to give the kill over to... Oh! For waiting! They gave the assist to the Lee Sin. For a second, I was like, wow, they're going to stagger backs. But I'm like, actually, we're only 7 minutes into the game.
Oh, he's furious.
He's
All
3-0 and 3. That's okay.
Yeah, Deft is 3-0 and 3. This game is pretty much over. And if you're Rich, you feel really bad because he's doing so well on the top side, and all that Doran has to do right now is basically get carried and the game ends. Because this Ezreal is completely out of control. There's no way to really salvage, and this is so mentally breaking as well. You got Varus.
Yeah.
Considered the strongest overall AD carry right now. And you take a look at this, and remember, I was saying that it looked like DragonX wanted to just lose this because it really is just in DRX's favor here the whole setup. Keria gets a really good haymaker. Unfortunate. GuGer could have done this in a way where he actually gets the taunt, so DYNAMICS was actually managing to turn it around. But if they lose this fight, they lose the game. That's what's so frightening about it. Deft flashes forward, and, you know, I said it's really rude because look at all that chicken just going to waste. Ends up dissipating. And then right here, this was just so bizarre. Kuzan going for a miracle attempt play, and then right here, yeah.
They're pretty screwed, right? I mean, they're like, okay, Pyosik, come on over. Collect some assist gold. We're watching Deft here.
Deft's mouse, very, very nice to watch. In general.
This is supposed to be the voice
Yeah.
chat, right? But Deft doesn't talk, so.
Yeah.
Deft didn't say anything, but I could hear, you know, the whispers because they toned down all the other voices to highlight the one. I could hear all his other teammates screaming in the background while he was not saying it much. But now they're trying to set up for a cool gank here onto Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dead. Down he goes. Pyosik doesn't seem too scared of that either. Beyond, he's got Subjugate, so he will live. Nimbus Cloak, really good on the Trundle. And yeah, nice gank setup here. We got about 3,000 gold in the lead for DRX. And they're going to look to widen that gap here by taking down the Shelly.
They're going to end up getting the Rift Herald. Deft takes down the Gromp. He's going to recall. He's going to pick up the Monomune. And everyone now is just so far behind on the side of DYNAMICS. You can argue that Aatrox is still in a pretty okay spot. But he's not a champion that's going to carry against this team composition, and Camille is going to be more than fine now in this lane. A little bit over 3k gold advantage. We'll take a look at this one more time as Rich, honestly, he just got mugged right here. He got jumped on completely. Unfortunate for him. Superplex, and Beyond forced to flash out, use the Subjugate. He doesn't end up going down himself. Deft is light years ahead of his opponents.
Yeah, take a look at that gold. He's very far ahead of the next person, and then he's, of course, light years ahead of his opponent, as you mentioned. You give Deft Ezreal, and then, I mean, it's almost like they kind of baited it, too, you know? They didn't ban the Varus. They were like, here, go ahead and take it. And they picked Sett Ezreal, which ended up being the bottom lane. And they said, we're going to get really aggressive, try to get Lee Sin down in your lane really quickly. And it ended up really just blowing up the bottom lane and getting Deft really far ahead. So, the results, they look good when we see them, although the draft on paper, maybe not the most satisfying.
Well, they really shorted up with the Corki and the Camille and the pivot of Sett into Galio, which we mentioned during the draft select. 5 minutes now until an Ocean Dragon comes up. And everything is just going pretty cool, calm, and collected. The real problem is going to be that there's no answer to Ezreal. And so bot lane is just going to continue to bleed out. Beyond and Pyosik are also still similar level at this point in the game, falling very, very far behind the solo laners. Chovy also has an XP lead over Kuzan. And honestly, I don't know what Rich... Okay, so they have GuGer up here for a counter game. And now it's spotted out.
Yeah, spotted out, and immediately Keria is going to come back here. They have vision control, but he's actually spotted by the Trundle, who does come up here. And I don't even know if we want to show the bottom lane on camera. I don't imagine that would be very, PG-13. But Deft, he's not going to overstep his bounds for now, but he's just miles ahead. He still is 2 levels ahead, plus all the gold, and he's just going to pick up more in terms of the plates and have total control in the 1v1.
Well, let's take a look at what else can end up happening here. Keria looking for something. Deokdam is having a lot of pressure thrown his way.
They respected the rotation and the chain of corruption.
Yeah.
You don't want to get caught under that turret.
They're going to summon the Rift Herald here in mid lane specifically because it's really important to try to break Zoe's tier 1 turret. Chovy going to get a lot of the turret plates. Not going to get that last one, that 4th plate.
Yeah.
But not the end of the world. He is level 11. And that's the turret plate that goes down, but no gold, I believe, was claimed for it. As everything is looking pretty fine right now. Cull also did get completed. 4,000 gold lead at 14 minutes here. This is definitely a stomp.
Yeah. This kind of, reflects what I was saying in the beginning where I was like, Team Dynamics, they've looked good so far, but now they're going up against the cream of the crop. I mean, especially here in summer, DRX are looking like, right now, that they are the best team. I mean, they were able to defeat Gen G, who also look like just maniacs against some of the mid to lower tier teams. They just crushed them, as we have seen in recent times, but still, DRX were able to take them out. They took out T1, and they just seem to be on another level right now. So it's really cool to see this very highly mechanically skilled young team coming together here in summer.
Yep, and I mean, they're doing very, very good, and they are making a very scary run. I mean, we'll see what happens in round 2 when they re-collide with all the teams once more for that song and a dance. As Doran, I mean, up here in top lane, he almost has the Trinity Force complete. Ocean coming up in a minute and a half. It seems like DRX is just very content to keep coasting by right now. Very big trade coming out by Rich. Ends up emoting.
Ooh. Throwing out the emotes, and he's going for it. Forces the ult out of Doran, who has to run with his tail tucked between his legs. Says, I've had enough of this. This guy's Aatrox is pretty good. And there was like a moment earlier where they had the chance to jump on the Aatrox, but they decided against it.
Yeah.
And I think it's in part because Rich is just a great Aatrox, and he can do silly things in a 1v2 if you're very far behind like the Camille is. She needs some items. As this 1v1 was a little bit wonky.
And Chovy just trying to shove in the wave. 20 seconds almost until Ocean comes up. That should be a pretty easy pickup. Deft is level 11, by the way. Deokdam is level 9. So more and more minions just going to their death. Deft will pick this up as the last minion dies.
Imagine denying minions from your opponents.
It's foreign, it's an alien concept. So right now, Aatrox has the ability to freeze bot wave. What will he do?
Well, he's got a lot of AoE spells, so you can imagine.
A, push the wave. B, freeze the wave. C, slow push the wave. D, hard push the wave. Well.
Wasn't that the same as A?
Had to give it twice,
Okay, yeah.
It does look like he shoved it.
You're trying to give us a better chance at passing the test, I suppose. Two answers are correct.
Try to give you a lifeline, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna choose E for excellent play after he pushed the lane.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So now he's going to go back down again, and he's going to shove another wave out. And this way, Camille, who should never be able to approach in a million years, is going to be able to.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at how many. So Camille just got 1 wave. She's about to get 2. So Camille just got a kill and a little bit more that she could have been denied, as well as EXP. And during this time, nothing's happening. Literally, DRX has full control over everything. They're the ones that get to decide if they want to consent to a team fight or not. I always found it weird that the Galio skin, it looks like he's going to cook himself.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little strange.
If you are the chicken, do you want to really be depicted as the guy who also fries the chicken? I don't think so, but I don't know. Try it, please.
Well,
we're just chilling. Okay, they're going to try to dive Doran here. And they might have the ability. The Red Smite is going to come down. Beyond is tanking it, but he's got Subjugate. Is probably going to go down here. The Flash follow! And it's not enough. Beyond just a little bit faster. As now they're going to get in here and immediately end Zoe's life. A lot quicker on that one. You can see that Pyosik immediately just wanted to get in range and not have to deal with that speed that Zoe packs. Oh, if he hit that W and they ult, I think he might have been able to just kill him.
Oof. Deft dishing out so much damage, has the S1 gauntlet.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're in Korea, so we're not going to see it, but I'd really like to see Death Stance into Leandri's here because they all have HP stackers on the enemy team, and none of them are likely going to end up getting a lot of MR.
Yeah.
But also just Ezreal's role is just always poking very slowly, not really getting into the meat of the team fight, especially when he's just trying to wave clear and sit back. If the alternate win con, like Camille, ended up coming online. We take a look at the replay. Hextech Ultimatum comes out, and Doran, he goes back a little bit too far, ends up not being able to trade the 1-for-1. Rift Herald gets summoned immediately thereafter. Kuzan knew he was dead. Ward Hop Flash, Dragon Kick, very easy pickup.
Oh. He had Ghost, and he's like, maybe I can run away. No, I can't run away from Flash. Forgot about that one. And the Varus in this position, you know, we talk about how strong Varus is, but when you get dumped on in lane, as hard as he did, it becomes infinitely more difficult, especially against a 3-0-3 Ezreal. But not only that, it's Deft's Ezreal. So you see him there under the turret, and you're like, maybe you should throw out Chains of Corruption. Maybe you should cast an ability. But you have to give respect to an Ezreal that is as good as Deft, who is always going to hold on to his Arcane Shift until the last moments, to the point where you're just on the run. You don't really have a chance to throw out your abilities.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes the Varus look silly in those situations, but he's definitely still a strong champion, just struggling in this game. They're trying to set up a gank down on the bottom side onto the Aatrox, but it's well read by Rich, who has been having a very strong game. Okay. Imagine if he had Leanders. Well, I mean, he wouldn't get it this fast. But
GuGer actually laughing, it seemed, at the full-on combo that Varus just ended up absorbing.
Yeah, it is funny. It's kind of ridiculous, I would say.
Well,
maybe funny isn't the best word.
Infernal up in 30 seconds. And hard to imagine Dynamics contesting that. They're behind on every single front. Even the Camille is completely fine at this point in the game. Dynamics don't outscale their opponents anymore, so the game is it's really looking very grim at this point.
Rich is just gonna get in there. We got package on a Chovy, and Keria is just like, get away from my friend, as that is a big flank coming in from Doran. Galio gonna get a knockup, but the rest of the team is just running away. I mean, look at Varus in this fight. He can't get anywhere near them. He's doing nothing in this one. He's way too far behind. And they just got sandwiched there, essentially. DRX not gonna go for the Infernal just yet. They'll take the turret and actually go for the Baron here, it looks like, at 22 minutes.
And, well, they're gonna go for the Baron. Doran maybe just gonna do the Infernal. No, thought maybe with Chovy coming over to the right-hand side. And I like what is going on here. They probably don't, oh no, they might have an inkling that the Baron is being taken.
Deokdam. Oh man.
Yeah, too little, too late.
This
like that song.
Such a frustrating game.
You know,
come on.
Yeah.
Stop the bully already.
Yeah.
Stop the bully. Where's the principal?
Well, 10,000 gold advantage. And Turtle Drake's still live, but Camille is taking it.
It's one of those circumstances where you're not really trading. You're just like, I'm just going to take both.
Okay, Beyond is actually not going to go over to the Infernal. They're going to try to go and save their chicken friend. Oh, he got taunted!
Yeah, that was a bit of a... He's trying to go for the kill. He's not going to get it, but... perhaps, I don't know. His Arcane Shift might have been just a little bit on cooldown. I find it strange that he would have just sat there and taken the taunt.
Well,
either way, he's going to be shut down.
The thing is that DRX can win even without Deft in the 4v5.
Maybe they're challenging themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Keria! I love it. He's slinging him.
Okay.
I think I need an adult after this game.
That is pretty good. Now, Keria just making sure that he does the sit-ups for today.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that he hits his goal.
He's sending out a good message. You know? Guys, check your posture.
Right.
Drink some water. Maybe do a
Correct.
couple sit-ups every time DRX get a kill.
Okay, he's looking for some action here.
He's just
Killer.
trolling. He's just trolling. He's still gonna live though for so long, even with the subjugate on him. He's not trolling, in fact.
All right, this game is totally over.
You're already writing them off. 24 minutes. Yeah, they're that's gonna be it, guys. That will be the end of this one, as Pyosik just says, "See you later, buddy," and Rich gives them the thumbs up. And yeah, Rich is gonna do a little bit of emoting himself. Rich knows he had a good game. Whoa, what's that about? I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah.
And
Rare one, not one the Jedi would tell you.
yeah, he's just taunting them. He's sticking around in the front. He's taking the poke. Keria's doing some more sit-ups. The sad Bumblebee. Thank you, Doran. Thanks. He's trying to be the anti-bully. You know, he's trying to give them a little something. That's going to be the end of the game.